Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Ask you please stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the regular town board meeting. We have approval of minutes, January 2nd reorg meeting, January 14th regular meeting, January 15th special meeting. Is there a motion on the minutes?
Second.
Move second discussion, roll call.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bond?
Yes.
Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. Public comment on agenda items. Anyone wishing to speak on any item on the agenda? Okay, hearing no one. First item? I'm sorry. Yes.
I'm looking at the 5th annual chocolate 5K run and walk event. What about it?
The town board, it's a request that we've had. It's a 5th annual run walk event, and we've gotten the request to authorize the event.
All right.
That's all it
I'm
is.
interested in that. I'd like to run myself.
Okay.
Just saying.
I think it's, well, when we get to it, is it through the Bethlehem Church? I
Yes,
forget.
yes, it's Bethlehem
Yes.
Church.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, hearing no one. First item we have is the request that we had from the Hudson Valley National Adult Baseball Association requesting the use of the town's Little League fields for the 2019 baseball season. The board did discuss this at the work session, and one of the concerns that we expressed is allowing outside organizations to use the Little League fields opens it up potentially to other organizations from outside the town. So I'll entertain a motion on the request.
Make a motion, we deny the request.
Is there a second?
I second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bond?
Yes.
Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. Okay, next is a resolution on a tax certiorari settlement. Resolution authorizing certiorari settlement, whereas petitions have been filed by the property owner below challenging real property tax assessments on the town's assessment roll with respect to the following parcels. Franca Real, parcel is 4-1-9-21, the years 2013 to 2018. The Estate LLC, 12 Cavalieri Drive.
I think it's all one property.
It's all one, yep. Whereas petitioner's court challenges are now pending in the Supreme Court, Orange County, and whereas the town and the property owner have reached a mutually agreeable resolution, therefore be it resolved, the special counsel to the town is authorized to execute a settlement on behalf of the town for assessments for no less than the following. And it shows each of the years starting with 2013, the original assessment $1,502,970. Reduced assessment $1,116,900 for an assessment reduction of $386,070. And similarly, 2014, 15, and 16, I'll read the assessment reduction $354,470, $350,070, $359,720. For 2017, the assessment would go from up to $2.247 million to reduced to $1.585 million with a reduction of $662,400. 2018 original assessment $2,247,400. Reduced assessment $1,615,000. Assessment reduction $632,400. Is there a motion on the resolution?
So moved. Second.
Move second, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bond?
Yes.
Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. Next is a letter that came from the Department of Taxation and Finance to the assessor. It's regarding the tax for limited market value on the roll and the estimate of the roll. Since we did the reval for the first 2 years, based on the criteria, the formula that the state uses, we were able to maintain the roll at, was considered at 100%. And now, due to increased sales, and they compare the sales with the assessments that are on the property, the state has come up with a 94.11 as what is that called?
Equalization.
Equalization rate. Lost it for a minute. The equalization rate, and so that'll be the equalization rate for the next taxable year for the town. And it is just outside of the criteria the state uses. If you're between 95% and 105% on the sales versus the assessment, then they consider it 100. So we're just below that, and the board discussed at our work session prior to budget time. We'll get a proposal from the company Tyler that did the reval with the town, and get an estimate from them on what it would cost to do a review across the board on the assessment to see if we can get that back up to a 100%. It's just easier for property owners, I think, if the assessment is at 100%. It's easy to look at it, and if you feel that your house or property is worth $300,000 and your assessment is $300,000, and you feel that it's at least somewhat accurate with it. So I think it's important that we try to do that. It may not cost, I think last year when we talked about it and then we found out we didn't have to do it, the estimate was somewhere around $8,000 to $10,000. So we'll have a proposal though before budget time so we can decide how we're going to proceed with that next year. The Cornwall School District had contacted the town. They're looking for an off-site location to hold their May budget vote and trustees vote. And they had asked if we would consider allowing them to use Munger Cottage, and I discussed it with the school superintendent. I think generally the board has no objection to using Munger Cottage if they choose to do so. Obviously, they have some concerns about the size of the room to conduct the voting, and also the availability of parking for the number of people that would be coming in the course of a day. So if the board is in agreement, I'll just entertain a motion that we approve their request in the event that they do decide to use it, but they are still looking for other options.
So,
Second.
Move second, discussion, roll call.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Pond? Yes. Mr. Summerfield? Yes. Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. Have a memo from Chief Hazard, respectfully request the town board consider purchasing a 2020 Ford Utility Police Interceptor, state contract price $36,674 from Van Bortel Ford. Funds are budgeted to replace one vehicle this year. Vehicle production is scheduled for May 2019 with an anticipated delivery of September 2019. Is there a motion to approve the purchase?
So moved.
Moves second. Discussion, roll call.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Pond? Yes. Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. The board received a request from the town justices to contract with a company for online credit card payments, and I think Mr. Gaba has reviewed that and has a resolution. Steve, you want to add anything before I read the resolution?
The only thing I'd add, Dick, is you're gonna see a sentence at the bottom of it that says the supervisor is authorized to approve appropriate signage. At some point, once the credit card agreement is online, the justice court's gonna have to get a little sign of some kind that says, credit card payments available, service fee of whatever it is they do is added on. And rather than just leaving it to the judges to put that up, they're gonna run that through your office.
Okay. All right, whereas the town board has received the attached merchant agreement from Government Payment Service, Inc., GoPayNet, to provide payment processing services, including credit card and debit card processing services for the Town of Cornwall Justice Court. Whereas the Town Justice Court has requested approval for the town to enter into this agreement at no cost to the town, with service fee being passed on to the credit/debit card holders. Now therefore be resolved as follows. 1, the town board hereby agrees to enter into the annexed agreement with GovPayNet at no cost to the town. And 2, the town board hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute same and all documents necessary to effectuate terms therein and to approve appropriate signage for the payment services at the Justice Court. Is there a motion on the resolution?
So moved.
Move.
Second.
Second. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bunt? Yes. Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. A request from Bethlehem Presbyterian Church. On Sunday, April 28, 2019, the Bethlehem Presbyterian Church, located at the corner of Route 94 and Jackson Avenue, would like to hold its 5th annual Chocolate 5K Run Walk event. The start of and finish of the race will be on the church property, with the race course taking the same route as last year on the nearby residential roads in both the town of Cornwall and the town of New Windsor. As they did in 2018, it is with this letter that I'm seeking approval from the town of Cornwall to have such event. Please note a similar letter is being sent to the town of New Windsor. James P. Rowe, Race Director. Let's see, we get the insurance, they provide the insurance
They're
and
always
everything?
good about that, yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was the date?
The April 18th,
I think it's 28th.
or 28th, I'm sorry.
28.
28th.
Yes.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
discussion? Roll call?
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bunt?
Yes.
Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. I just do want to note with them that the church is located in Cornwall. Okay, next, a couple items that I added to the agenda. One is something that we had received a grant from Assemblyman Skoufis to purchase a all-metal gun carriage to install the barrel from the Civil War cannon that we had on the monument for decades. And it had completely rotted out, the wood rotted away, and we received the grant from the Assemblyman, and I'd like the board to authorize the purchase of the gun carriage. The total amount is estimated with shipping, $14,150, and it would be with Paulson Brothers Ordnance Corp. In Clear Lake, Wisconsin. The town will, the cost of this will be covered. I think the grant is for $14,000. So it'll be covered primarily with the grant from the Assemblyman, now Senator Skoufis. Is there a motion to approve the purchase?
So moved.
Second.
Move second, discussion, roll call.
So is that, I just want
I'm
to
sorry.
ask, so when that comes, then does it have the cannon on it?
No,
Or do you
actually,
have
we
to
have the cannon. All we have to do is take the barrel,
we can
the
do
cannon itself,
Okay.
and mount it on. But this is all metal, that's what everybody's doing
Yeah,
today. There's,
So much better.
yeah, not gonna,
Does it change the performance of the cannon?
we'll find out.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bunt?
Yes.
Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. Okay, the end of last week, I received an email from McGoey Hauser and Etzel regarding the engineering for the roof over the annex of the police department, which is leaking very badly. So they have all the specs together, they're ready to go out for bid, so I'd entertain a motion to authorize the bidding of the roof for the annex with a bid opening of Friday, March 8th at 10 o'clock a.m. at Town Hall.
So moved.
Move second, Helen. Discussion. I just want to add that this is the grant through Senator Larkin, which that project's included in, and also a new generator for the Town Hall. Okay,
Good to get the grants.
I'm sorry, what was the amount?
But-
Just so we know what the.
we're going to find out.
What was the amount of the grant?
The grant, I think the grant, off the top of my head, was around $85,000, Michael. But we're hoping, but you keep our fingers crossed. And
And the generator that went into Munger, that ran 40, right?
yeah, that was through community development, though. That was a couple years ago.
Right, I'm just like the scale of that project
Yeah, this one,
and maybe more, because it's.
well, it's going to be
much
bigger.
like
This
the
one, I
building.
think the estimate was somewhere around 60 or something, because we're going to replace that one. I think it's 25 years old, and it really only runs the police department and maybe one or two lights here. But we have one because of obviously all the weather condition, the emergency we had. The new generator is going to power up the entire town hall, police department, and everything, so that we can, work out of here in the event of emergency
Okay,
situation.
that doesn't leave a whole lot for the roof, I think it's like 25 maybe?
No, the grant was 100 and total was 150 maybe.
Oh, I thought it was 85.
No, 85 was for the roof, and I think 60 or 65 was for the
Yeah,
generator.
pretty much what it Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bunt?
Yes.
Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, motion is carried. Okay. The last item I have is under personnel. The chief has requested the board approve a training. It's a 5-day law enforcement executive development seminar through this Mid-Atlantic organization for supervision, and he's recommending that Sergeant Geppert be authorized to attend. It's June 9th through the 14th. The cost is $700, and I think he indicates no lodging would be necessary. I think he's going to share accommodations or something, so. But it's a good training session. The chief recommends it for the sergeant. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Move second, discussion, roll call.
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bunt?
Yes.
Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, motion is carried. Committee reports, Councilwoman Hunt?
Okay, so I'll start with the sewer, from Camel, who, is in charge of running our sewer. The flow at the Cornwall plant, 360 Shore Road, was 1.7 MGDs. The permit limit is 1.5, therefore the facility was not within the permit limits for the month. And the 35 Howard Street, the average influent raw sewage flow was 0.12. The permit limit is 0.12, therefore facility was within the permit limits for the month. That was a good thing. The recreation department has given me their list of things they're gonna do. Supervisor Randazzo and myself met with the rec department, and we're encouraging them to, come up with new programs, and because now we have two full-time people out there, so we're hoping to have some more energetic and exciting things for the taxpayers. So, the senior trip for January 24th was Mohegan Sun. They had 30 attendees. They met with the AARP, and the courses are going to be, Ken's not even here to write it down. Oh, you'll give it to him.
I'll give it to him.
February 16th, March 30th, April 6th, May 5th, and June 1st. New programs that they're looking forward to are planning and scheduling senior activities and trips for 2019 are dinner theaters, outings, and looking into planning weekend trips. The following trips have been scheduled: Westchester Broadway Theater, February 21, Ain't Misbehavin', the Brownstone, March 13th, St. Patrick's Day Festival, and Hundred and Hills Dinner Theater, April 23rd, Take Me Away. And they're in the process of planning a casino trip in March to Resorts World Casino. That's the one in Catskill, right, the new one?
Yes.
So, they've been in touch with Sportsplex to continue the tennis camp, and they're reaching out to Stormgate Golf Course for a summer golf camp. The senior advisory committee has not met yet, so I don't have a report on them, and that's it.
Okay. Councilman Summerfield.
For the Cornwall Conservation Advisory Council, they took care of some administrative details. They determined that the vice chairman position is going to rotate among the various members year to year. So Nicholas will be stepping down, and they will be replacing Nicholas with another member to serve as vice chair. They're also going to be doing, the secretarial duties are going to pass round robin from meeting to meeting, so that one person doesn't have to take all the minutes all the time. Riverkeeper cleanup is going to be on Saturday, May 4th at 9 a.m. at Donahue Park. Arbor Day this year is April 26th, and they look forward to working with the town to find a suitable new tree site. And that's pretty much it for the CCAC. I'll be attending the New York Association of Towns annual conference this coming Sunday through Wednesday. The topics that I'm going to be attending, there's about 12 different courses every time slot. And the ones I've chosen on Monday is Brookhaven United, Lessons and Takeaways from the $19.7 million award-winning municipal consolidation and efficiency competition. The backup to that is community resiliency planning, protecting your community assets. At 11:30, the New York Municipal Energy Program, shared service opportunity for New York towns, or what every elected official should know about their local code enforcement program, which I think we're going to be touching on when we do the zoning. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the importance of land use planning and how it's changing towns large and small. At 3 p.m., highway safety for elected officials, or how to prepare a financial strategic plan for big ticket items and projects. Closing the day at 4 o'clock with multi-year capital planning. On Tuesday, Lifesaver, review of Narcan and opioid crisis, overdose prevention programs and associated costs. This is a topic that Peter Russell had touched on at a work session, but never really gave us a program outline. And this might be an opportunity to present information to the town board in the upcoming work session. At 11 o'clock, state and federal funding, financing, and resources for municipal infrastructure, or travel, unity, and tourism, welcoming a $7 billion industry, or freedom of information and open meeting law review. So there are 3 courses in one time period that are all important for the town. 2 o'clock, government efficiency and the comprehensive plan. That sure is topical. Revitalizing downtowns and designing brownfield opportunity areas is at 3. And 4 o'clock on Tuesday, Association of Towns open Q&A session. And that's essentially Q&A to the Association of Towns attorneys. So if we have legal questions that we want a second opinion on, that's a good opportunity to get free legal advice. And that's it.
Okay, Councilman McGinnis?
The building department, the past month, 24 permits issued, CC 11 issued, demolition permits none, blasting none, on-site inspections were 46, 3 complaints investigated, 8 fire inspections, 2 signs removed, and they took in $9,786 in permit fees and $2,100 fees for municipal searches. New zoning board projects opened this month, 2, and that represents the total of 2 for the year so far. The zoning board met on January 22nd to address 2 issues. I won't mention well, one was Montefiore St. Luke's Cornwall Hospital for their signs, and Gonzo and Pritchard. For the month of January, the highway department did street sweeping town-wide when weather permitted, assisted sanitation department when needed, helped with double pickups, winter maintenance work, snow removal, sidewalks town-wide, winter maintenance for snow plows and trucks, cleaned around shop and yard, cleaned drains from winter storms, litter patrol town-wide, fixed snow plow damage town-wide, crew town-wide with cold patch where needed, and Christmas tree pickup town-wide. That's all I have.
Okay. Good. Under the police report from the chief, calls for service for January, 739, miles driven, 8,417. That's a total for the year so far. Traffic and appearance tickets, 67. Parking tickets, 7. Motor vehicle accidents reported, 37. Arrests made, 17. 911 hang-up, missed dial, open line, 5. Alarm, residential and business, 25. Ambulance request, 24. Animal complaints, 8. Burglary, 1. Criminal mischief, 1. Disabled vehicles, 23. Domestic incidents, 5. Parking complaints, 5. Suspicious vehicle or persons, 1. House checks, 3. Assisted other agencies, 27. Economic Development Advisory, I don't have a report for this month, but I'll be talking to Bill as the weather breaks and we get into spring. We certainly have that Main Street project that we're going to be working on, so I'll have more information on that for the board. We have warrant number 2. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call?
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bunt?
Yes.
Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. Public comment on anything that you wish to comment on?
Go
ahead.
I just have a quick clarification. On item number 3 on the agenda, you're saying for this year, the equalization rate is actually going to be reduced from 100% to 94.1% just for this year, correct?
Well, yeah, for this year, which
Okay.
is not uncommon.
Right, so
Yeah.
basically, it should, when they do the calculation, will translate in a reduction
Oh, absolutely,
of
that's the
people's
way,
taxes, so that's actually a very
The
good thing.
taxes.
no, it
No,
it
not
doesn't,
But don't they, when they multiply?
no, I'll tell you what the equalization is, it's in the simplest form. What they do is when, for example, the county where they have multi-jurisdictions and the school district where they have multi-jurisdictions, they take the equalization rate, they bring everybody up to 100%,
Right,
and then they decide the distribution. So so everybody goes up to 100% for their calculation of it.
yeah.
So it doesn't, you know.
No, I
they-
remember the years we were at 67%, so
Yeah.
when I'm hearing this, I'm actually thinking it's actually a lower number, because when you figured out your assessed value, you use that number.
She thinks it's going to lower her tax.
You know, it doesn't affect that.
Well,
It doesn't affect your-
okay, thank you, I was
It
just,
doesn't
like, the
affect
way I
your-
was sounding, it's like, why would you raise it? But now I get it now.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it doesn't affect your taxes.
okay. Thank you.
Yes,
I have a question. I'm Paul Sturmer. I live at 17 Broadway with my family, one member of whom is with me tonight. And as I think all of you know, we can see the Bridge Street Bridge very clearly from our backyard, and we're looking forward to the day when A, we can open it back up to pedestrian traffic, and B, maybe more importantly, we can have the amenities that I think are coming with the grant funding through Assemblyman, now Senator Skoufis.
that's not in the grant. The amenities for the bridge?
So the
The money-
grant will fund the structural repairs?
Correct. It'll
I
fund
see.
the
So are
structural
we still
repairs.
seeking funding for what's over and above that?
No, at this point, we're not seeking.
Okay,
funding.
so the park aspect of it is still,
That'll be discussed at
I see.
a future.
okay, so my question then would be, what's the status and timetable of those repairs?
I don't know that it'll be done this year. I mean, if we can get it done this year, we will get it done, but most likely it's gonna be in 2020. So by the time we process the paperwork and all, it takes several months, the grant application and all to go through in Albany and all, but if we can expedite it, you know, we certainly will do that. So it's gonna take months, if not into next year.
Well, it's
Let's
not
put it
just
that
the
way.
grant, Dick. I mean, of course, you gotta have the design for the bridge.
No, the
right?
engineer,
It's
that's
got
what
a
the-
contract to go out to bid. I
Yeah, the
mean,
engineering has
It's
to.
gonna take a while to put everything together.
Yeah, it will. Like I said, it's gonna take months if we can do anything with it this year, but it's very possible it'll be 2020 by the time the work is really done. So, but we do want to get it restored. We're fortunate to have Senator Skoufis get us the $200,000 grant to do the work and all. So we're optimistic in that sense. I mean, before, a couple months, up until late December, we were saying, okay, we gotta find the money. But now we know that we have the money. We will have to keep our fingers crossed that that's sufficient amount of money to do the work that's gonna have to be done. Unfortunately, we find too often that we do have a pot of money, but when you go to do the projects, the costs are, you know, exceeded. So, but I think we're all committed to getting the bridge repaired and getting it reopened as soon as we can.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, here no one, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Bunt?
Yes.
Mr. Summerfield?
Yes.
Mr. Randazzo?
Yes, motion is carried. Thank you.
Shortest month, shortest.
Right?
Yeah, we did.
3:30.